Hello everyone, in this video, I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Imran Riaz Khan to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Imran Riaz Khan's words. The establishment is completely trapped now, especially in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. They have made disastrous experiments. They have no understanding of politics, they know nothing about the public, and they have no clue about administration. The world has moved far ahead in foreign relations, while these people are dragging Pakistan down and down just to serve their own interests. And now the establishment is badly stuck. They will need to be rescued at this point. As for the current political parties that they've installed in power, they lack the capability to govern and don't have the public's trust. For example, the establishment has taken a firm stance that they will not allow Imran Khan's nominee, Sohail Afridi, to become the Chief Minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So far, Imran Khan has clearly refused to change his nominee. But this is politics. Anything can happen. It's possible that Imran Khan might make another decision tomorrow. However, support for Sohail Afridi is growing within PTI, and he is becoming a strong candidate. Now we have to see whether PTI or Imran Khan change their decision, or if the establishment gets further trapped. Because the DGSPR, the military spokesperson, has made it very clear. We will not let him, Sohail Afridi, become CM. This is effectively what they are saying. All the touts, or informers, are spreading the same news. One tout even claimed that the establishment has documents proving that Sohail Afridi is a raw agent, and that he gives false reports. But at least investigate a bit, see who this man really is. He is the first man from the tribal areas to be nominated by Imran Khan as Chief Minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Their years of deprivation are finally ending. Their own representative is about to come to power. And suddenly the military establishment has a stomachache over it. Brother, it's none of your business. The people who receive the votes will decide who will form the government. Now suddenly you miss Gandapur. You think Gandapur was useful to you or worked well with you? Then you should have agreed to his requests. The real issue is that Pakistan's military establishment has made the country completely unstable. Look at the map of Pakistan. Show me one area that is safe and peaceful. Karachi's bad governance is in front of you. Sindh's situation is no better. Floods have devastated it, and no one's even asking about the people. The level of destruction and corruption in Sindh is unmatched in the world, let alone Pakistan. Whether stability or instability, the corruption in Sindh continues to grow under Zardari's blessings. Bandits from the Kachcha areas have wreaked havoc along Sindh-Punjab borders. You can't travel at night there. In Balochistan, the situation is worse. You can't travel after dark. As I told you last week, only two things are safe in Balochistan: mineral trucks and smuggled oil from Iran. Everything else in Balochistan is targeted, and we all know whose pockets the profits go into, those who control the borders. Nothing happens without their permission. So, Balochistan is a complete mess. No one is safe. In Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's tribal areas, things are no different. There are daily explosions, gunfire, attacks, with children and women being martyred, and innocent civilians dying. Just recently, there was an attack in Dera Ismail Khan, and police officers were martyred. So instability continues in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's tribal belt. And now, they've started a new conflict with Afghanistan. Let me tell you about Afghanistan. Even the Afghans say, go ask the Americans and Russians. If you want to fight us, ask them first. Russia was a superpower, and America is another superpower. Both had to run away from these mountains. Now what does Pakistan's military establishment hope to gain from these same mountains? Yes, there are rich minerals, but is that what we're fighting for? What benefit will this war bring us, or will it drag us into another decades-long war? We'll get involved in another conflict. India, despite being strongly anti-Taliban, is showing maturity. They understand the importance of maintaining relations and are building smart foreign ties with Afghanistan. But Pakistan is ruining relations with all its neighbors, just to please America across the ocean. Now we're being told another war with India is coming. I'm not saying this. The establishment itself is leaking this news, that in October or November, India might attack Pakistan. Meanwhile in Punjab, flood victims are still helpless. No one's asking about them. In areas where water has receded, people are rebuilding their homes on their own. They're trying to repair things with self-help, but they're hungry and distressed. It's planting season. But they don't even have money for seeds or fertilizer. The government is only conducting surveys. Not a single project has started yet. In Punjab, there's a battle between PTI and police. There is war in the streets. PTI is being crushed, and Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan, looks like a container port. Containers everywhere. An ordinary man was running with his sick child in his arms, cursing authorities. Another man on a motorcycle was beaten up by police just for trying to pass through. Islamabad has become a no-go area. All roads blocked with containers, as if it's a harbour full of cargo boxes. In Azad Kashmir, there's a ticking time bomb. Today is the 11th. They've given the government time till the 20th to accept their demands. But instead of negotiating, they've filed cases against the leaders of the People's Joint Action Committee. Is this how they will bring stability to Pakistan? Young Kashmiris are being beaten in Islamabad, humiliated by police. They were even told to chant anti-Kashmir slogans like Kashmir Murdabad, down with Kashmir. They took the beatings but refused to chant. They said, "We've only seen this kind of cruelty in movies, never imagined it would happen in real life." And now it's happening. The Islamabad police have made it real. Even in Azad Kashmir, it's a time bomb situation. No one knows when it might explode. In Gilgit-Baltistan, protests are ongoing and trade has stopped. People are saying, the military establishment is occupying our resources and that must end. In one province, there is no government at all right now, only because of the establishment's stubbornness. The chief minister resigned, but the governor claims he hasn't received the resignation. Although by law, once a resignation is submitted, it's automatically accepted. As Sadiq Jan rightly said, this is a very simple matter. But now it's clear. This is all about the establishment's stubbornness. We won't let him become chief minister. Meanwhile, the public insists, this is our chief minister. Our leader nominated him. So the establishment has led itself into a dead end. If they allow him to become chief minister, he'll become it through people's power and the will of his leader. Then he won't listen to the establishment anymore. They'll lose control. But if they stop him, then they should be ready for another conflict. Because Khyber Pakhtunkhwa won't accept this. I've been to every corner of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and honestly, despite thousands of operations, peace has still not returned to those areas or to Pakistan at large. Peace hasn't even come close. In fact, whenever these operations are conducted, unrest only increases. The Tehreek-e-Labbaik is on the streets. I'll come to that topic. But before that, the Minister of Defense admitted in a TV talk show that the policy and proposal to bring back the TTP, or Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, militants into Pakistan, came from General Bajwa. General Bajwa had two proposals. First, to bring the TTP militants back into Pakistan, and second, to bring the PDM, or Pakistan Democratic Movement, into power. These are the two favors General Bajwa did for the country. First, he brought terrorists back into Pakistan, his own policy, which Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf members opposed. Imran Khan presented this issue to the nation and to his own party, saying this was a proposal from the military establishment. It was decided to address it through parliamentary and democratic means, and it was democratically rejected by elected public representatives. Hence, the policy was dismissed. So, General Bajwa brought not only gun-wielding terrorists, but also financial terrorists into Pakistan, placing them in power. Interestingly, both types of terrorists, armed and economic, continued to receive facilitation even after Bajwa's departure. The youth of PTI, the people from Pashtun and tribal areas, kept raising their voices, repeatedly holding jirgas and expressing their concerns. But no one listened. First, the Taliban were brought and settled. Then they were spread out, equipped and strengthened. And now that they've gained strength, the decision has been made to launch an operation against them. But honestly, this operation will not hurt them as much as it will hurt Pakistan. Shadana Gulzar posted a tweet, which I'll read to you. Yesterday, I exposed Bajwa, his betrayal, and the story of the terrorists. I, along with others, revealed for the 10th time how General Bajwa and General Faiz repopulated Pakistan with terrorists. As a result, today my constituency, NA30, Thana Hassan Kel, was attacked again. She further says, "The whole world knows that my area is rich in minerals, and now this whole issue is about minerals." The Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government says so. Their people, MLAs, even Fazlur Rahman's people, and ANP people all say the issue is about minerals. And everyone opposed the bill the establishment tried to pass regarding mineral extraction. So this was General Bajwa's proposal, which Khawaja Asif has now openly admitted. If you exclude the 1 or 2 DGISPR press conferences that were anti-India, all the rest were political. And if any of those political press conferences have been utterly discredited, it's this one. Young people dismantled that press conference with evidence in a way that has no historical precedent. Now another question arises, and PTI supporters are also asking it. Who facilitated Osama bin Laden and Ehsanullah Ehsan in Pakistan? Were any of them living in Bani Gala or in Zaman Park? Who brought Blackwater to Pakistan? Was it Imran Khan hiding them in his PTI office? When you ask politicians such questions, those who know history, those who witnessed it, and those who know the facts will also tell you that the establishment is not clean either. You cannot just heap all the blame on politicians. This mess has been created by the establishment too. Some people are making very emotional statements. Let me lay out the facts from both sides. For 2 years, Palestinians faced horrific oppression and violence, and TLP did nothing of significance. They came, made some noise, and left. They didn't protest when the United States kept vetoing ceasefire resolutions. They never announced a march to the US Embassy. Hospitals were attacked, ambassadors were killed, scholars were assassinated, even Iran was attacked by Israel. But TLP remained silent. During this time, they even mocked and taunted PTI, while PTI faced oppression. TLP leadership used vulgar language, even while claiming to represent the Prophet, peace be upon him, which no scholar or pious person would approve of. After a long silence, TLP announced a protest at a very strange time. They gave a timeline of 8 to 10 days, saying they would march on a certain date. Let's remember, TLP's protest was against the government's changing policy toward Israel. But this policy shift isn't new. For 2 years, we've been telling you that anyone who raised a Palestinian flag was targeted. Maybe TLP only just realized it. Protesting is a constitutional and legal right. TLP even took official permission. They have documents showing approval from the Deputy Commissioner. They fulfilled all legal requirements, made announcements, prepared, and began marching. But instead of holding talks, the government suddenly attacked them, as if the regime had already decided there would be a clash. There could have been negotiations. TLP also fights back. They don't just take hits. As a result, many police officers were also injured. So far, 11 innocent rural TLP supporters have been martyred, and dozens injured. But the worst and most disgraceful act in this entire affair was again committed by Pakistan's state institutions. They violated the sanctity of private homes, Chadar aur Chardiwari, once again. When over 100,000 homes of PTI supporters were raided and violated, no one raised a voice. Now TLP is facing the same treatment, and maybe now they realize how painful it is. Saad Rizvi's house was attacked. Children and women were abducted. What shamelessness! What do women and children have to do with this? They were in their homes. Then they started showing donation boxes on TV saying, "Look, this is donation money. Of course it is. What else would they have? Go to any shrine, you'll find donations. If all the other clerics collecting donations are fine, then why is their donation wrong?" This is blatant bias. This is what the state does when it decides to crush someone. It does so ruthlessly. The humiliation of women and children, especially those attending a gathering at Saad Rizvi's home, is painful and disgraceful. Such acts are unbecoming of the state and should be condemned by all. Just as I said yesterday, the DGISPR's statement that we don't accept the government should be condemned by all politicians, lawyers, civil society, judges, journalists, and every Pakistani citizen. Who gave them the audacity to make such a statement? Similarly, this ongoing violation of home sanctity must be condemned. For example, Haider Majid of PTI was sentenced by a military court and recently released. Now, state forces raided his home and abducted a woman from his family and her brother. Isn't that oppression too? Dignity belongs to everyone. Mothers and sisters are shared by all. But the regime says this with shamelessness. Dalal Chaudhry comes on TV and says, "Yes, we broke Mariam Nawaz's door and arrested her." Her mother was sick and they made fun of that too. Let me clarify 3 things. First, Mariam's door was broken by the sector commander, not PTI. Those same sector commanders you now serve loyally. If you have an issue, punish them. That incident happened in Sindh, where your party was in power and the establishment orchestrated it. Second, Mariam Nawaz's arrest was dignified. She wasn't dragged in the streets, insulted, slapped or shoved. The legal procedure was followed. She was shown her arrest warrant and FIR. This wasn't like Sanam Javed, who was thrown into a vehicle, or her sister, who was dragged violently. Third, Imran Khan, nor any of his ministers, advisors or official PTI social media representatives ever mocked Kalsoom Nawaz's illness. In fact, many of them prayed for her recovery. But who mocked a dead body? Mariam Nawaz did. She mocked Arshad Sharif's body lying at the airport. That's your character, Mr. Dalal. Your ministers like Khawaja Asif also mocked Imran Khan when he was shot and couldn't walk. This is your disgusting behavior. Pakistanis don't act like this. You people have been imposed on the nation. Your filthy mindset, your disgusting actions, and your habit of blaming others, this is who you are. That wraps up our translation of Imran Riaz Khan's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share, and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.